Thank you for watching Happy Visa's YouTube channel again. My name is Philip Port, and today I'm going to be speaking about the documents you need for the general visit visa and the common mistakes, the most common mistakes that people make that often lead to refusals or even a 10-year ban. So the most important documents is that first of all you show that you've got employment, you show that you've got a job. The second most important document is obviously your bank statements with income going from your employment into your bank account. The third most important document is to show that you've got strong ties to your home country. That could be family ties, it could be wife and children. If they're not travelling, you should show your marriage certificate, your children's birth certificates. It's unlikely that you're going to leave your children or your wife and overstay in England. Another important document is your property document. It's great if you own the property, but if you don't own the property, then show that you've got a rental agreement in place, your tenancy agreement. Car documents are not so important, but if you've got a car, you might want to include that. They recommend that you don't. If you're being invited to the UK, you definitely need an invitation letter or a hotel booking. If somebody's inviting you, they can only offer you accommodation if they're not your family. If they're family, they can maybe financially help, but if they're not your family and it's just a friend or a boyfriend or a girlfriend, they cannot offer you any financial assistance. You must show that you have your own income, your own savings to support yourself while in the UK, because they might change their mind. Imagine you turn up and they say, no, we can't offer you accommodation, we can't help you financially. You're going to be in limbo and you could become a burden of the state of England. So it's very, very important that you show that you have your own finances in place to support yourself. Now, they're the most important documents that you need to get the British visa, the UK visa. Now, common mistakes that people make is, the most common is they've had a UK visa and they've stayed too long in the UK. They think because they get a 6-month visa, they can spend 6 months in the UK. No, that's not the case. It's short visits. You're not allowed to make the UK your home. 2-3 weeks at a time is nice. If you make 2 or 3 visits, you're not going to have a problem when you apply for your next UK visa. Another common mistake is you contradict what you put on your previous application. So make sure you keep a copy of your old UK visa application form, because often you forget what put on it, what you put on the application form, and then you contradict, and then all of a sudden they believe you lied, and that could get you a 10-year ban. When somebody invites you to the UK, you have to show the relationship. You have to show how you know this person, whether it be male or female who's inviting you. You have to show the relationships. Must be demonstrated with photographs which have the names, the dates and the locations. And on the invitation letter, they should say, look, I know this person from university, or we've been lifelong friends. You must explain the relationship, and they must, if they're inviting you, include a copy of their passport or their visa to show that they're in the UK legally. That's important, and along with a council tax bill or a copy of their title deed to property to show that they've got accommodation to give you. Now, let's say you lied on an application, and let's say you hear all these stories, don't mention girlfriend or boyfriend in the UK, and you decide to lie. You've just weakened your case. Imagine you keep flying to the UK, eventually the entry clearance officer at Heathrow Airport or Gatwick Airport is going to ask, why do you keep coming to the UK on holiday? And then they're going to bring up your application form, and if you haven't put friends or family down there, on the application form because you think it might get you a refusal, you're going to get your visa revoked and you're going to get a 10-year ban. So it's always better to mention if you've got a boyfriend, as long as you've met. If you haven't met this person, if you haven't met them and it's an internet relationship, then mention it, but have your own accommodation sorted out. In other words, mention them on the application form that you've got a pen friend, an internet friend, and you'll meet them for coffee. And then the next time, you can go stay with them because you've met that person. So it's very important that you mention friends, family in the UK. Don't be scared to show the relationship. Never supply fake documents. That's another common mistake. People supply fake bank statements, fake employment letters, and that can lead to a 10-year ban. Even if you get away with it this time, it doesn't mean that they will not check later again previous application forms and see that, hold on a minute, they lied on a previous application, they got the visa, we're going to give them a 10-year ban now. There is always an explanation. So, for example, let's say you're an English teacher and you get cash in hand, get references from your students, put it on the application form. Say, look, I'm a teacher, I teach English, I don't work for a company, I work for myself, and put that in a letter to the embassy, show the regular income and get a few character references from your students just to say that this person teaches me English and I pay them this amount of money for every lesson. And show your diploma, if you've got a diploma as a teacher of English, include your diploma. Now, so there is many mistakes that people can make that can trip you up. Unfortunately, the visa application form is actually designed, in my opinion, to trip people up, to get them to make mistakes. People make the mistake of, reading on the internet, don't do this, don't do that. Some of the advice on the internet is good, often it is bad. The most common thing is don't mention your boyfriend or girlfriend if you have them in the UK. That's a big mistake. You should always mention them, show the relationship. So that's a common mistake people make, is they read too much about, on the internet, and they don't come to somebody like me, an immigration advisor, and get proper professional advice. Now, another mistake is, let's say you've travelled to Thailand and you've been 5 or 6 months there. They're going to ask a question about your travel history. How could you have a job in Russia when you spent 4 or 5 months in Thailand, or even in the UK for that matter, for future applications? So another mistake is, make sure that your travel history makes sense, and if it doesn't, explain why. Because how can you have a job and then at the same time keep traveling? Another common mistake is you go to the UK, you spend too much time in the UK, and then you come back and you lie about it. In other words, on your next application you say you only went for a few weeks. More times than not, they can check and they can see, hold on a minute, this person spent 5 months in the UK, we're going to not only refuse them the visa, we're going to give them a ban because they lied about how long they stayed in the UK. So all of these are just a few of many mistakes that people make when applying for the UK visa. If you want me to answer any of your questions, put them in the comments below. I'll happily try to assist. If you want me to do the visa, I'm the web's favourite immigration advisor, so please come to me. I'll give you a great deal. Mention the video. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe. I do need subscribers. Bye guys. Thank you.